Alright, let's just get going. So here's our city. This is kind of standing in the center of it. There's a lot to see here. First off, I guess we have this little dragon dude. This is done with redstone in the back. Just kind of a nice little waterfall area here. This here is a little incinerator chest. Throw something in there, it's gone forever. Creeper cat. This is our bee farm. As you can see, we are completely loaded with honey, and you can even see the honeycomb just going up. I'm not too sure how it works again. Our buddy Mill ended up making this here. Hey look, ye goat gods, tonight at the Winking Weasel. Over here is our wheat farm. Now this is all automated, so all you have to do is you hit the button once, turns off, and it sends water down, pushing all of the wheat and seeds down into a bunch of hoppers down here. And you just pop in here and you can see it just all funnels in. The only thing is that you have to go back and actually manually replant it all, but I mean, we've got like infinity seeds, a bunch of other random stuff here. Let's see, we'll go over here. This started out as my buddy Mill's little koi garden, Japanese garden here, and it kind of ended up moving. This whole area used to be just nothing but hills and whatever, but we expanded that. He's made an entire Japanese style garden here. And he's even got nice blossom trees. Moving in over here. I'm in creative, so I can just fly around, get you a better view. He made this large Japanese style house. I'd show you the interior, but there's not really a lot in it. It's more just the detailing of this. This building here was specifically built in creative. Once we said, you know what, we've been playing survival for like months, so forget it. He just wanted to build something nice. It's not a big deal. Kind of going over. Here's a little dock. Dock was all built in survival. We often just use it as fishing. I had a big pyramid of stupid cobblestone that looked like garbage here, and the guys ended up tearing it down, and they turned it into Naxxramas from World of Warcraft. Now it's almost entirely complete. There's just a couple, like 2 pillars or things here. Actually, well, I guess somebody finished one of them. They just need to do one more on the end here, but that's not really too big of a deal. We have a little lighthouse here. This is all built in survival. There's very few things that we did that we ended up doing in creative, and it was kind of near the end of the last couple weeks here. But all of this here I ended up taking off from the Nether Fortress, or just cooking netherrack, and I made this whole area here. We have some lava behind, some iron bars here. Go down here. So the only thing I didn't build here in this large cavernous area here was the skulls I gave myself with wither skulls as well. Those things there I just gave myself in our mod, and with our moderator powers. I can't talk. It's our end portal. You have to be a little careful. That's right, I keep forgetting you immediately go into the nether in creative. But yeah, you have to be careful because there's actually lava you can just step into during that. It's just our way into the nether. The nether fortress is just up over there. We don't really have a whole lot going on in the nether. We have this little safety house, so when you come in, a little chest and anvil if you need to repair. Another spot over there. But for the most part, we haven't done much in the nether. Now, for some reason, when you come out of the nether, it brings you to this portal. And I don't know why. Instead of way over there where we came in, it always exits me right here. Not too sure why. Never used to do that, and a little while ago just started doing that, but whatever. This whole bridge here I ended up putting together. I ended up doing a lot of this here myself, a lot of special detailing to make it look a little more natural as a bridge. Kind kind of fly through here. This takes us up to the Gladiator Arena. Now, as you can see, when you come into the Gladiator Arena, we've got Hulk from Thor Ragnarok hanging out, defending the entrance to the arena. So the entrance, you kind of go through here. Come on up. It's a little slow here, sorry. But it's a cool pathway. Nice long bridge area leading into the Gladiator Arena. I'll kind of sneak down in through here. So it's blue versus red. Some skulls. My buddy built this one here. Again, you can tell by all the end rods. Kind of as spikes so that the gladiators don't leave the arena. He ended up building this all in creative. But if you come on down here, he's actually got, you know, the weapons and armor, and looks like a cool gladiator spot, blue versus red. I like it. I think it's pretty cool. Just get out of here. We'll go fly over somewhere else because we've kind of gone pretty far. Now, kind of come down here. Now this goes very, very far, but we have a full underground area. You can actually ride on powered rails. It'll take you up to here. You have to hop off, and then you can once again hop on some powered rails. This is a large undersea aquarium. We have a big turtle in there too. But if you go, this takes you way the heck down there to a sunken ship, which we've enclosed, and then comes up and there's like a tiny little crappy jungle area there. We didn't really do much there and don't have much there, so I won't really go over there. Coming through this dock area kind of leads into the main village part where we actually keep all of our villagers. I put this one little fruit here just to show that yes, we've made it to the end. We took something back. We've got it. Some villager areas here. This whole area, all of this was all done in survival. This is kind of an older area of our server. Many different villagers, tons of them now. So these guys trade potatoes for emeralds. That's pretty good. And we just have so many of these guys that all trade for so many different things. We do have a guy here that gives mending books. We have lots of iron golems protecting them. In here is the Winking Weasel Tavern from earlier. Now it's obviously packed. It's busy, so ye goated gods must be in there playing. Anyway, shitty jokes. We'll come back up here. This here is one of our very first houses. My buddy Mill ended up making this whole house as his main house, and he kind of set most of this up. We'll take you into there because this is kind of our Lord Weasel. He goes as Angry Weasel, so master of the stuff and things. So come in. Here's his little kitchenette area. He did this whole thing here all in survival. Again, this whole house is all survival. Big area here, big fancy couch. We got a grandfather clock here, and upstairs, we'll show that quick, is his big bedroom. He's got a couple of banners. These we actually did get from a couple of guys. There's his elytra. He could take that off the item frame and actually fly around with it, but he doesn't use it very often because we're usually lately in creative, so there's no point in having it on and burning the durability on it. So, but otherwise, a couple of these dragon heads. Looks really nice in here. I like what he's done. We'll go downstairs because that's where our main base is. So in here you can hang out, nice couch, watch a karate movie, no big deal, but there's a cool, here's a beer keg, so you can just get drunk, watch karate movies, but we've got a secret. Da, 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 da. Go through here. Come on down, this is where our main storage area is. So, here's a whole bunch of cooked meat. In here is our netherwort farms. We have a couple of spots just to grow mushrooms and mushrooms alone if we ever actually need them, which we never will. Potion brewing area, a bunch of different potions we've already got, a bunch of other potion items, a bunch of blaze rods that I farmed. Here, so really quick, first I'll show you, here's our iron farm output. So this is just one of the chests here completely full, and this other one's starting to fill up now. This leads you out to my tree farm. There's not really anything too fancy in the tree farm. I won't show that off. Now this here is our big furnace system that we have going on now currently, and this leads to nowhere special right now. I'm going to just hop into spectator mode. So, and up here is our infinite bamboo farm area. So the idea is, there's a video I think I showed you guys on this. The idea is you kick these two blocks here back and forth with the two pistons that are in there, the two dirt blocks, and every time a dirt block moves back and forth, it creates a growth tick on the bamboo. As soon as the bamboo reaches a certain height, an observer block hits it and fires it into this hopper here, and it grows incredibly fast, and we've got two of them set up. Now they both go and get funneled, one of them into here. As you can see, there's a bunch. All of these furnaces and stuff should all be completely full. That's basically all full. We turn them on, we turn the system on, and it just cooks everything for us with an output down in these chests. There's a couple things we got that we've cooked and we haven't even sorted yet, but I'll give you a quick example of how it works. Okay, so we'll flip this on, and as you can hear, it's very loud. It's incredibly obnoxious. We'll flip this other one on over here. So as you can see, this just ticks up incredibly fast. Now, all these hoppers should be full, but what we would do is, that's all extra stone. So let's say we take this, you put them into this chest up here, bang, toss that in there. And you would do the same on the other side if you need to cook something. And you turn that on, and you turn this on, and both of these minecarts with chest in them go back and forth, and they just distribute everything in. And as you can see, it puts some in here, some in here, some in here, some in here, and the bamboo is all funneled into the backs of the furnaces through these hoppers down here on this system that gets fed from upstairs from that. And it just cooks everything really fucking fast. And you can just throw a whole bunch of stuff in there and walk away, and it'll just cook everything, and you don't have to look back, and it's super simple. And I'm hearing that they're going to be patching this whole system soon. I hope they don't, but it, to be perfectly honest, is very easy to make and very, very broken. So our main storage area is actually just through here. We have a little secret compartment here. None of the other ones actually have this. This one's the only one. Flip the thing, opens up, and then here's our storage system. We've got our fancy chests here. Otherwise, cobblestone, all the standard storage system areas. There's all of our iron blocks. We have a fair amount. I still have to go refine all the rest from our output chest from the iron farm. I'll show that a little later. Diamonds, we don't have a whole ton, but hey, we're doing okay. Redstone is ridiculous, the amount that we have, and slime blocks. Anyway, storage is storage. Lots of light, so nothing can spawn. No big deal. Let's really quick into here. These guys made up an automatic fishing area, so that you can stand here, turn on an auto clicker, or there's like an auto fishing program, and you just basically stand here and fish and fish and fish and fish and fish, and you fish forever and get essentially infinite everything. Experience. Here's just some of the output chests. I can drop down. Like saddles, books, leather, all the fish in the world, all these fishing rods, bows, and you can just make everything and anything. And the profitability on these auto fishers that these guys have set up is crazy. I've never personally used it, but I mean, here's our enchanting chests, books, all these different books. Here's our actual enchanting table that we use. Let's move out here. That auto fisher is nuts. Those guys will just turn it on, go away for the night, walk away, everything's cool. So this here leads down to the mines. I'll show you some of our mines in a little bit. This is the map room. I'm definitely going to show you that soon. There's two little things I want to show you here. I made this crappy little room here for myself. This was kind of like one of my first rooms. I made this whole thing in survival, set this all up. There's a secret chest under here. You're not really missing a whole lot down there. It was just I needed some storage, and I didn't want those guys using a bunch of my bookshelves to do their own bookshelf projects while I was doing stuff, so I kind of hit a chest there. Back here I ended up putting an extra little storage area for some other stuff that I had set up. Nothing too crazy. There's not really anything special in there. Now really quick, there's another way down into the basement here. Instead of going through the main house, we've got a little spot. You click the button, you run through, and it brings us back out to the starting area where we began earlier. And you can just sort of go through the waterfall. All fancy, like little button down here. Fancy. Run through, bang, done. Let's go to the map room. The map room I'm incredibly proud of, and we will definitely check this out. So this is just a bunch of storage from building it, because we built this entire thing in it. Now, coming in, as you can see, we still have some things, but this is our map room. Very nice, excellent, old school looking cave. And this is the actual map of our world. This right here, kind of fly. We haven't actually updated it. You can still see my pyramids there instead of Naxxramas. Over here was something I had built. Instead of right there is where the gladiator arena we looked at earlier should be set up. Remember I said this little underground thing goes on forever? Well, as you can see, it falling. It goes on for quite some time. There's the sunken ship that we tore out, and then a little bit there. We have a lot of this mapped. We still need more. My library is over here. There's still more that I need to refresh on these maps. We'll get to that a little later. My office building that I'm working on is right about here. Once again, we'll get to that. We're just in here right now. So, but this is our massive map room, as you can see, and it looks beautiful. It took 3 of us an entire night just to hollow this out, and then to start working on it with all these sea lanterns and open area, nice space. There's like bones of a rib cage of some old dead dragon there. I'm incredibly proud of our map room. There's some scaffolding, still working on more. But again, we did the whole thing in survival, and it took us a long time, and most of it Damien set up, so I'm pretty proud of what he's done. We still have so many maps to put in, though. We'll get to that eventually, but map room looks really nice. We even have a one little redstone thing here that it's like the ballast is off. I like it, kind of flickery lighting. I've always thought that was a really nice little touch. Alright, we're run down to the mines. I'll kind of show you the strip mine and how much we actually have of it. Oh, hey, we caught one of the rails that comes on down here just to get down into our mines. Pretty straightforward. Got some lava and whoops, gonna hop off here. Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. Stupid creative. I'll fix that later. So this little area here was one area that I had mined out, and I ended up clearing this whole area out. I did this entirely in survival, and I ended up putting in like a nice Zen garden down here. Lots of plants, just some nice area. This opens into the ocean, and as you can see, there's some magma blocks at the bottom. I ended up glassing it all off, but if you go up, it goes right up into the ocean. There's a couple cool spots over there. Some parts of the strip mine that we were working on. This is our slime farm. So really quick, I think this is all totally full at this point. Yeah, it's all totally full. We basically don't even need slime blocks at this point, but as you can see, there's one slime getting stuck right there and getting pushed in, and he'll die and split, and eventually he just dies and splits and dies and splits, and all that is all funneled into these hoppers and mine carts. Now I'll go into spectator real fast and kind of give you a fast rundown of how it works. You have to find an actual slime chunk, and there are certain slime chunks in the area where slimes will spawn. Sometimes they'll spawn Usually it's just underground and there's only specific chunks in the game, and you have to find them. And once you find them, you can haul them all out and make these. Now, all the way up, slimes will spawn in all of these areas, and as long as it's all lit up so that no other monsters can spawn, it forces just slimes themselves to spawn. Now, when they spawn, like this guy has down on this spot, what you have to do is try and get them to bait out and drop down here and just get funneled into the lava and die. Now, the way to do that is by these guys. Golems. You just put a golem on the side, trap them in the corner, the slimes will jump towards the golems, try and go after them, and they will fall to their untimely demise. Heading into this little setup here, where they hit the magma blocks and just take damage, die, fall into here, and everything's good. And you then have infinite slime, as long as you're in the area. So this is one spot here, where we started. This is not really a big part of our mine. We kind of went deep just to go into areas to keep it expanded, but we didn't do too much going down here. I made it down to here, and I made it down here a little ways. I ended up hitting the ocean on a lot of those spots, so I didn't really continue. That goes pretty far, but going down the other way is the true show of what strip mining is and what it can do, and how much we've actually strip mined. So, coming back, we have a little setup here. So the strip mine is, that actually, we should put a thing, lost mine, because we actually did find a mine, you know, one of the abandoned areas with all the minecart rails and stuff on it. So this will take you all the way down to the end, but every one of these is too wide, and each strip is very, very long. I guess there was a lot of lava in that area, but some of these just go on for absolutely ever. That hits the ocean again. But as you can see, most of these are all mined out for a very long period of time, and it just keeps going. This is how long our freaking strip mine is, and it just keeps going. it just keeps going. Look, as you can see, it's going. Yeah, I guess somebody made it down to here. I know I was working on this a while ago, but I don't think I left all that. Whatever, I'm not too worried, just some cobblestone. But we started extending the strip mine to get a little further, and at one point it was down to here. Some of this is just expansion at the end, but yeah, it's one hell of a strip mine. We've put a lot of hours just going through 3x3 all the way down. Alright, that's the mine. Eventually I was going to build like a little tavern, like an underground tavern in this spot here, but I haven't got to that, but it is on the plan. Let's just head up. Whoa. Whoa, spectator. Okay, what else do we have to show here in town? Here's our Eye of Sauron. Pretty cool. Just a wizard's tower. There's not really anything in it. There's just some, you know, bookshelves. There's an enchanting table. Big staircase. Looks cool. It's not really a ton going on. There's something else. This is the iron farm that I was talking about. So, again, the idea here is you've got dispensers and a bed and villagers. And dispenser, bed, villager, dispenser, bed, villager. And a zombie. And he's stuck here. He can't move. He can't do anything. Eventually what happens is these villagers will get scared. And when they get scared from the zombie being there, they end up spawning iron golems. And because of the way that they're all set up here, the only place these iron golems can spawn is up top here in this area. And they all just get funneled through, and they end up just get funneling into the lava. Sometimes they get stuck like this because they're stupid. But yeah, they get done here, and they just get funneled, and we just have an incredibly large, inefficient hopper system. But it works, and it sets up here, and then we just have a minecart rail that leads back to that chest that you saw back there. So that's our iron farm there. It runs as long as you're in the chunk. As you can see, this is the top part of our area. Oh yes, here we have Mega Man and the Black Mage from you know, old 8-bit characters, normal Nintendo. I built those guys just in creative because they were fun. Coming down here, still in our town area, coming back here. You come in here, this is our... it's technically infinite, it's always running, it's just bamboo, or sorry, sugarcane. It just spits out sugarcane. It's actually fairly slow, but it spits it out into here, and I basically just use it to make paper. Here's our cow farm. So the cow farm, I think I've shown you guys a bunch before. As you can see, also fairly loud, but it. Oh, that's right. There isn't even lava. It's literally just a hopper system, and they actually just die when they reproduce by spitting out more cows because there's just no more space. So they'll just die because there's no more space, and they just get crushed. And they get crushed, and they just get pushed in, and you can, right in here is just a bunch of wheat to feed them, and it just spits out beef and leather. Over here is a chicken farm. Sort of the same idea. This actually, because there's lava to kill the chickens, I'm not 100% sure how this works. My buddy set this all up, but the idea is once they grow up, see how there's a little baby chicken in here? As soon as he grows up from a baby chicken to a real chicken, he will hit this lava and die, and his feathers and chicken will get funneled into there. We also have lots of eggs. This is our sheep farm. So you just trap a sheep inside a little glass area with an observer block and shears and one block of grass. And once they get sheared and they eat the grass, they regrow their fur, or fucking wool, I guess, and it shears them, and then it just dumps it into this chest. And these are probably mostly full. I think we need to actually reset all the shears, but we have so much freaking wool in this place. Like, there's all extra dye and wool and wool and wool and wool, and all of these chests are all full of wool. All of these chests are all full of the wool. We have so much wool, we'd never build with it, we never use it, but so much. This incredible ceiling here was actually all built in survival by both Damien and Mill. I ended up just going out and cutting down so many trees for them to make that stuff. Again, I'm more of the resource gatherer. They're the guys who make all this stuff. We have a bunch of horses. All these skeletal horses that have spawned. We put some stuff on them. I've actually named them after the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse because, I mean, they're skeleton horses. I mean, why not? So we've got death, war, pestilence, and we should have famine. I've got my main horse, Necromancer, named after a horse in a Stephen King novel because, of course, a horse. This is my buddy's horse. I don't think he's ever named him. But anyway, we have a couple other little decorations here, a little blacksmith area. Actually, look at that. We've even used the anvil. I'm kind of surprised on that. This is my tree farm. It's not automatic. You have to cut the trees down. There's just one block of dirt underneath these here, just to make them grow easy. You just got to cut them all down and then replant them. But it looks nice, and it works, and we keep all the extra stuff over in these chests here. And, you know, it's nice glass. There was a lot of glass cooking to make that. It was good, though. Again, all survival in this. So, that's essentially our whole main base. We've put a lot of time, a lot of work, a lot of effort into this, and it's been fun. I'll take you over to this little house I built here. Now, of course, my friend is hilarious, and I never took it down, but apparently I love penis, because you gotta prank your friends, right? So I made this whole little island here. This island didn't look this nice. I ended up actually, most of this was a lot of sand. I ended up putting a lot of, I used a silk touch pick, got a lot of grass blocks, and it's all grown in. I added a bunch of, flowers and whatnot. It was just an ugly sand island. It looked like shit. Now it looks a little better. I tried to do some decoration because I'm a bad builder, and I tried to use this house to make it, to try and do that and experiment and make it a little more rustic and try and get some detailing. This was kind of my detail project to try and figure out what the hell I was doing because I don't actually know. I'm a really bad builder, but this is a nice little area, cottage. We've got a little bathroom in here. It's kind of a shitty bathroom, but you poop in a pot and whatever. Cool cap or chimney. Run upstairs and just a bunch of more detailing. Tried to get a nice rafter system set up. I don't know, it's all right. I'm not entirely put off by this. I think I did a decent job. I like a lot of the detailing. This is some of my better work. But again, I'm a really shitty builder, and this is about the best I can do anymore. Nice little bedroom in here with a chest, and etc., etc. So I like that. It was fun. It's a cool little house. Over here is, if we go over kind of to where the cow farm is. Once again, we're back to the cow farm. I built this whole area. All of this smooth stone I got entirely legit. We cooked all of this from all of the massive amounts of cobblestone we generated, and I made this incredibly long tunnel. The sea lanterns, about 75 to 80% of them were grabbed from the sea temple. The last couple, little lag there for my buddy. The last couple we ended up getting, I just creative moded and jammed them in there because I needed the decoration. Now, when you get to the end here, this eventually leads to my library. Now, what I wanted to do here was, because this still came out on the ocean front area, I wanted to kind of, there's like a river that kind of ran through this spot. I wanted to glass it over and then build this nice rustic kind of wooden area. I ended up doing this in creative over about 2 nights. I never ended up finishing the job. As you can see, I kind of started some here, but I did glass over the river area. I wanted it to be like a cool little walk path to get in, to get up to my grand library. Now, this stupid library, I spent all of this in survival. I wanted to be this was like my big project in survival. All of these goddamn quartz pillars came out of the nether from mining nether quartz. All of this was, quartz blocks, stone, more quartz pillars. So much quartz. I never should have chose quartz. I've spent so much time just farming out the nether, getting this stuff. The rest, I ended up like kind of cheaping out and just going andesite because I want to do the whole thing in quartz. It didn't quite go that way. Whatever. But the whole damn thing was done like that. Oh, sorry. These 4 sea lanterns, those are creative. So it's super cop out. Oh man, 99% guys. Sorry, I super lied. But the rest, I actually did entirely. All these bookshelves, all legit, with that stupid cow farm getting the leather and all the wood. Oh, there's so much wood to chop down. But mainly the hardest part so far has been just to get all of these bookshelves. Tried to get a couple like detail. Hey, it's like there's some of these that are out of stock. So got a couple of tables, some paintings, some more bookshelves. Now I still have yet to get all the bookshelves I need to finish this next level, but it's on the way. I probably have about 2 stacks of bookshelves I haven't laid down, which will get a bunch of this, but we'll get the rest of that later. But the rest, like I said, all survival. It's taken me a long time, and boy, it's one of the few things that I've done that I'm actually really proud of. Just because, again, it's a lot of work, and there was a lot of detailing on the outside with upside down stairs and making these extra blocks, like it's just to get the detailing on the sides and slabs, and because this is all slab work here, there's some extra slab work in and along here, and it's friggin' forever. But anyway, that's one of our projects. That's good. Long tunnel to get there, and the idea is to be able to get there in survival, no problem. Let's fly out over here. Go as fast as I can. So leaving the main village here, I have a little dock, and I guess I had some creeper damage over here. No big deal. We built this. My buddy Mill actually built this really, really long pathway that ran out. Hey, look, more creeper damage. I ended up building this thing. I really wanted to try and build this into this side. There was this really weird formation here. As you can see, the landscape and like the rock is all set up like this, and I really wanted to try and build this area in with it all, and like in and around the trees, and just build it into the area. Like I even built like right into this mushroom, and it actually comes out so you can come inside and see. Now I don't think this worked out as I planned. I just kind of started building things. I thought it was going to be a lot better than it was. It turned out not as great as I really wanted it to. This is all terracotta that we pulled out. Some more stuff. These dragon heads, again, those things we just kind of like, we gave ourselves those things just for decoration. Came in here. Again, more little building area there. This didn't turn out as good as I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be an open plan, and it was kind of like a failed thing, but whatever. Moving out, we'll head right out here. There's a little project that I built. As you can see, it's kind of there. The road follows. It's a pool table. And it's mainly just built out of wool. I tried to use up some of the wool that we had. Just pool table. Looks cool. I like it. Simple. Straightforward. Now the big thing that I'm not done yet, there it is as you can see it come up, is my office building. It's very boxy. There's a lot going on with it. But, lag. Oh, coming to my buddy's server is one thing. I ended up right here, as you can see. There's actually an entire ravine underneath this whole project here. Right here. I ended up going over this whole area here. I ended up building all this in creative. All this sand I actually put in non-creative just because I needed to get rid of the sand that was in my inventory. But this is a massive ravine. We haven't explored it. As you can see, there's still some valuables here, but I threw a bunch of torches in here just so it wouldn't spawn, or monsters wouldn't spawn, largely just because I didn't want to hear them when we walk around in this area, so I just torched the whole thing. But underneath my huge project here, the opening area or walkway up to it is underneath is a huge ravine, and we boxed over that. This is my road, and I took this design directly offline, and I like it. End rods and a couple of slabs, and again, this whole thing's built in creative. This is all whatchamacallit, concrete and white concrete, dark gray or gray concrete, some andesite stairs. We've got some andesite bases for the light posts here. And the idea was I was going to make these roads all in around here, and we were going to start building like a building here and then maybe a building over here and just start building an entire town. Didn't quite work out, or, you know, all my buddies ended up logging off. They haven't played in a while, but this goddamn thing has taken me weeks and weeks and weeks. It is, as you can see, fairly large. I just have this so monsters don't spawn in the middle of my, keeps them out of my workspace. But each floor is 65 by 57. So from the one sea lantern in the corner to that other sea lantern in this corner, and over all the way, this is 3,700 blocks per floor. So 3,700, 3,700, 3,700. And then there's 3,700 blocks on that, and then 3,700 blocks on top where I put the gravel. I just built a couple of big smokestacks and some industrial something going on there, some radio towers. Just a little bit of what you would see on the top of a normal commercial building. I will take you all the way down, and I'll show you at least the first 2 floors that I've got going on so far. I had to do something with this entrance. I just built something quick. It actually looks like shit, and I'm going to redo that, but yeah, whatever. Coming in, got a nice glass floor. I think it looks really sharp. A lot of sea lanterns there for a lot of extra light. Lighting this place has proved difficult. I feel like there's supposed to be a sea lantern there. Whatever, we'll fix that later. Got these little sea lanterns and end rods. Just a couple of bookshelves. Carpeting, I think it looks kind of sharp. The idea is this was supposed to be a big, almost like a reception area, but I want it to be a large open style. I don't really know what that is. A little pathway coming around, lit up. Got a nice aquarium in here. And a little sea turtle, a bunch of fish. I'll kind of pop in here. Yeah, it looks really nice, I think. Table, some nice chairs. I saw that chair design online and thought it was really sharp, so I copied it, and I think it looks good. A little way up to the next level, because, elevators are hard to build and bulky. This is the food court area that I was starting to build. I've done a lot of it. I'm not done it yet. This is the only other area, so I've got a bunch of different flags of the world. There's Greece, and over here is Mexico. We have Sweden, China, This one was I don't know what that, it's kind of stuck in the corner. I didn't know what the hell to do with it, so little kiosk, I just kind of jammed a bunch of stuff on there. We have Japan. This was an African country of some sort that I can't remember. Espanol, I believe, and India? Yeah, India. And then I was going to do a couple others. I didn't finish those. I did make the bathrooms, and pretty simple, blue, pink. So some sinks, and here's your urinals over here for the guys, and then come over here for the gals, and I got some stalls with some sinks, and I don't know, I thought it looked kind of cool, pretty fancy. But this has been my large project. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 floors to go of decorating and offices and other things. This has been a few weeks and about 50,000 blocks, and it's a lot of goddamn work. Let's I think there's not a whole lot left to show. There is one thing. We're going to try and fly over back to town just so I can guide myself over to Damien's area. He has one hell of a house and a windmill, and he's just got a pretty massive area that he's been building over there. So we'll head on over there and check that out here. We got to go this way through the gladiator arena, and he actually built pretty far away to try and get his own area set up. Now we'll fly past the gladiator arena. This actually also takes us over towards the sea temple. Just gonna grab a drink here while we take a little bit of a flight. We should be hitting the sea temple fairly shortly. So there's a wreck, as you can see, a little shipwreck down there. And here is the water temple. Oh, we haven't mined the whole thing out yet, but there's a fair amount here. As you can see, we have done some work kind of taking this apart a bit. We have cleared it out. As you can see, there's not really a whole lot left in here. All the sea lanterns are gone. It's dark in here. There's just nothing left. All the sea lanterns have been taken with our silk touch picks, and yeah, there's just no more. There's no more monsters in here. We've farmed the whole thing out. It's gone. It's gone. It's done. Eventually, we'll take the whole thing apart, but you know, baby steps, right? So. Heading over here, we should be hitting Damien's Island right away. I may have to pop up in the air a little bit. I think he's just up here. There it is. So he did a ton of work terraforming. He ended up terraforming this large area here. I think he did a bunch of this in creative. I know he made this house specifically in survival, but a lot of the rest of this area he's done in creative, I'm sure. Now, his house is fairly well detailed. Again, he's a much better builder than I am. Going in here. Hey, look, there's still stuff cooking. Look at that. I guess no one's been here in a while. But he's got a few shulker box, a bunch of different chests with some nice books, mostly from fishing, I would assume. He's got a lot of stuff here. A couple blocks of diamonds. Should steal those. But anyway, he actually has built a lot more things than I ever have or could. Like even that looks good. That looks sharp. I like that. Little attic area. That's cool. Yeah, as far as I know, he did this entire house in survival. The windmill, I think he did creative, but he's got all this set up. He's got some docks set up. The windmill we'll get to here. He's got a little insert tavern name here, lol. And yeah, I think most of the stuff he ripped off from a YouTuber named Grian, who's really good. But there's a giant keg right there. Taps. Cool little area. Again, it's a much better builder than I am or ever will be. So, this windmill here doesn't have really anything on the inside, but that thing looks pretty good. I always like that. And looks like he started doing a couple other things here, but for the most part, that is our whole server. There's a couple other little things here and there that I'm sure we could show you, but there's not really a lot else going on. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope it's been fun. We'll see you later.